we pull up on the scene. If they would have sat back 2 or 3 seconds to just look at what Tamir was doing at that park, they would have known he wasn't trying to take nobody out. Because if he was, and if he would have had a real gun, he might have been shooting at people. He wasn't. He was a kid doing what kids do, playing at a park. Mike Brown, if he was being aggressive, he was being aggressive with his hands. That wouldn't have took no policeman out. Why do we have to go through lethal force to get these people to sit back and listen?
Especially if he has his hands up.
Right. And hands up, that means I'm giving up.
Right.
I'm surrendering.
It's King's X. Party's over.
Right. No, I'm giving up.
No
I'm
beating someone up. No shooting at them or anything like that. It's over.
That means I give. Even if I say at the end of a battle, I throw my hands up and say I give, I'm surrendering everything to you. Why would you kill me? If I'm surrendering, why would you kill me? No matter who it is. If I throw my hands up, why would you kill me? That's telling me I give up.
Right. Now, we've learned now that this officer who killed your cousin was unstable.
Right.
All right. And that's the problem.
Right.
And who knows how many other people have been killed that we haven't learned about.
Right.
That are ticking time bombs just out there patrolling the streets, and they don't take the time to, as in your cousin's case, evaluate the situation. Right. As you mentioned, stay back, maybe wait for backup, call a helicopter unit, yell at the person.
Or even what's the problem with the city investigating? If you done came off the force, this man was in the war. He fought in the war. What's the problem?
Oh, he was a veteran too?
Yes. What's the problem with them investigating why he's no longer in the war? Why he's no longer in the service? Because that would have told us all. They dismissed him because he had issues. So why would Cleveland Police Department take him in and accept him and say, okay, he could be a police officer? Because he wasn't stable then.
Right. Now, I noticed that the father had defended him too. Did you hear about that?
What father?
The officer's father. He said that his son did the right thing.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Until it comes down to your household, you're going to defend them too.
All right.
Until it happens in your household, you're going to defend people too. Until it came down to it being in my household, I might have thought everybody was okay until the Mike Brown situation where I feel like I was outraged. But until it comes down to it being your loved one, which if we not looking at people for what their job is and what they supposed to do, everybody defends everybody. Until it comes down to it being one of your loved ones, you're not going to defend it. You're not.
All right. And we were talking earlier too that before this shooting, you hadn't taken any real notice too much. I mean, you said that you had heard about the Eric Garner situation, but you hadn't paid too much attention to that.
Ignorance to me. What I can say is ignorance to me. I'm ignorant. I seen it, but it didn't affect my household. It wasn't right here with me. This situation is right here with me. So I'm sitting back and I'm looking at all these other cases and I'm saying, had we just looked at this ahead of time, had we just looked at this situation ahead of time, you don't realize what it is in this world until it happens in your household. I never would have thought things would have came this close to my home until it came down to Tamir. Tamir was a kid. He was a kid in my family that I know and that I love. So I might have looked past everything. I might have thought, oh, that was terrible. What happened in the world? This was terrible. Until I started hearing about Andy Lopez. Until I started hearing about Tamir Rice. Until I started hearing all these names come at me. I didn't realize until I started hearing these names. I never knew about Andy Lopez until Tamir got killed. And then I looked at Andy Lopez because everybody kept saying, look at Andy Lopez. I never knew who Andy Lopez was. I never would have looked at him until somebody said it to me and I sat back and I looked at it.
Andy Lopez was another child who was killed.
13 years old, killed by the police with a fake gun. Same basically exact thing that happened with Tamir. That happened to him in California. A kid playing with a gun. Got killed. I would have never known anything about Andy Lopez until it came down to Tamir Rice.
Wow, that's just crazy.
Right, right.
I don't know what to say.
Never heard about
Uh-huh.
Andy Lopez, but you know
Right.
how I feel now about Andy Lopez's family? I feel with his family. What his family went through, I'm going through.
Right.
What his family went through, I'm going through. Everything that his family went through, I'm going through now. But it's a year later, and we going through the same times about police and their aggressive force. That's all I'm saying is maybe we need to sit back and look at the police department before it come down to your family looking at it. Look at us and see that this is real life for us. This not a show. This not a game.
Right. And to finish up here, and what would you say to the people that are far removed? Like how you mentioned yourself.
Right.
Okay. But what we're noticing, there's a pattern here. It's predominantly black men, Hispanics,
Right.
Latino people of color are being killed. There's whites too. Let's
Right.
not
Right.
minimize that. But it's predominantly dark-skinned individuals, and now there's a hashtag called Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Okay, it's
Right.
kind of the rallying cry because there's so many of the black race that are being killed off like cockroaches, and
Right.
no one
No
seems
one
to care.
cares.
No one
Right.
cares, exactly. And so now we're living in a day and age where the president of the United States is addressing this. He was on the news today saying that this isn't just a New York problem, or he mentioned LA and I think Cleveland too. This is an American problem that has been going on for the ages. And a lot of people think that we got past Jim Crow, the
Right.
civil rights and era, Civil War, but here we are again in the year 2014, and we're still dealing with this. And there's a segment of society out there that just doesn't seem to get it, that this isn't right. What do you say about that, or what do you say to these people that are that mindset, that are looking at this, and maybe they're angry because they don't like black people? Maybe they look at you like you're a bad person.
Here's what I'm gonna say. No matter what color you are, when it comes to your family and it comes to your household,
Wow.
you will feel this effect. If it comes down to you feeling it, you're gonna feel it. It don't matter if you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, anything. Nobody deserves to bury their loved ones over BS like this. This is like, it's undescribable. Like, I wasn't around when they fought that war of us having civil rights. I wasn't around for all of that. But what I can say I'm around is I have a young black son. I have young Puerto Rican cousins. I have young black cousins. I have cousins of all descendants. You don't want to fight this war. So it's best for us to meet this and handle it now, because it's not going away. They're not playing with us. They're not playing with anybody. Let's handle this now as a nation, as people, and be together and say, we got to handle what the world is doing to us. Because whether we're black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, anything, we have to stand together and stand united to not let these policemen have this kind of mentality that they could take us out. We can't let the policemen have that kind of mentality like they're the biggest gang out here and they could do away with us, whatever they want to do. We are family. Let's stand together. I don't care what color we are. I don't care if we white, black, anything. We need to stand together, because when they're killing us as a nation. They don't care if we black or white or brown or beige. They don't care about that. Let's stand together and get together and do something about this. Let's not just talk about it. Let's be about it. We could talk all day long. Let's be about this. Let's go and protest. And we could protest in a dignified way, and we don't have to burn things and tear up things. Let's do this as a nation and get it together right. We don't have to be destructive, but we can still make our statement known, our cause known. Tamir didn't have to die like this. That was an innocent baby. We shouldn't have to bury our babies about BS. Like, let's sit together and do something. Not let's talk about it. Let's do something. Let's stand together with something, some kind of message in this world we need to stand with. And That's my whole message. We need to do something as a nation, not just with Cleveland, not just with New York, not just with LA. We need to do something together and get it all together. We don't have to destruct things and tear things up. Let's just do something peacefully to make our statement known. Nobody should have to bury their kids about violence, whether it be black on black crime, whether it be policeman crimes or any other crime. We shouldn't have to do that.
Wow,
That's
that is
all.
deep. That's powerful. All right. Well, thank you very much for this powerful interview. I don't know what to say. You leave me speechless here by what you have to say. And again, my condolences to you and the family.
Thank
And
you.
I know that all the activists around the country stand behind little Tamir and the whole family. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
All right.